Meek Mill has found himself in the spotlight once again after leaked audio stirred speculation connecting him to music icon Diddy. The internet is abuzz. Was Meek present at one of Diddy's famed industry events, or is this simply another wave of entertainment gossip gaining momentum?
You guys, don't you love when I come around?
You trying to enjoy this life? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Philadelphia rapper Meek Mill is drawing attention after being referenced in a lawsuit filed by producer Lil Rod. The filing outlines an encounter involving a famous Philadelphia artist with ties to Nicki Minaj, a Super Bowl performance, and a Las Vegas residency, clues that led many fans to suspect Meek. Although he hasn't confirmed the connection, his reactions so far have done little to calm the growing buzz.
Wait. Oh, hold up. Never mind. Wait, what the fuck? I forgot. Look, Mr. Combs informed Mr. Jones that he had engaged in sexual intercourse with rapper 5. That's redacted. Look, 5. He's a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. Yo, Meek, we were playing around with that Michael Rubin shit, but if you've been tweeting about you've been tweeting about everything on planet Earth. If you don't get a Twitter rant saying you about to get Lil Rod killed, you about to shoot up his block, blow his mama's house up, this nigga is saying that you and Diddy were fornicating. What the fuck? Meek!
I just want to be clear about that. But going back to the lawsuits, one of those plaintiffs that has sued Combs was Rodney Little Rod Jones, a music producer who apparently worked with Combs on his latest album called Love. Jones says he lived with Combs for a year and witnessed what he claimed was not only debauchery, but also illegal activity. In his lawsuit, Jones names some very well-known celebrities like Cuba Gooding Jr., who he claims sexually assaulted him on a yacht that Combs had rented for a holiday cruise in 2022. Other celebrities' names are redacted from the suit. For example, the lawsuit reads, quote, rapper redacted on Mr. Combs' yacht consorting with underage girls, sex workers. Then in a footnote, it says he is a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. Now, based on that, online sleuths quickly deduced that suit was likely talking about Meek Mill. He dated Nicki Minaj for a couple of years between 2015 and 2017, and he was her opening act on a world tour. Once people decided that the lawsuit was referring to Meek Mill, these rumors started to circulate about his possible involvement or participation in Combs' activities.
This isn't the only spark. For conversation, fans have dug up old photos of Meek and Diddy at various events, appearing more familiar than some expected. While pictures alone prove nothing, they've stirred discussion, with critics questioning how these moments align with Meek's tough, streetwise persona.
He's out there in the same shirt. This is not Photoshop. This is really hot. I'm just saying to you. No, stop. Stop it, man. You set that up. Look, you set that up. There's he's in the same shirt.
What do you mean he's in the same shirt?
Obviously was not offended by what I was offended by. This is what I'm saying, bro. Like you go, I'm like, nah, it was odd. Like, this is some of the things that people say. Like, girls, guys may say to a girl, you know, like, let me take a shot. See? Damn, they found it that quick.
November, Meek shared a video declaring, "No Diddy gang," aiming to distance himself from the music mogul. Instead of silencing the chatter, it seemed to spark even more curiosity. Since then, he's fired off tweets whenever his name surfaces, far more than most in similar situations, leaving many to wonder whether he's guarding his image or if there's a deeper story at play.
What's up? Yeah, y'all already know how we playing out this motherfucker. This is real life.
Real life shit,
nigga, no Diddy gang, Meek Mill in real life. Don't ever disrespect me, you
talk
heard?
that shit, Meek. Yeah, Meek.
Meek Mill himself has been vocal about his name being brought up alongside allegations of abuse, drug use, sex with underage girls. He has claimed online that his success in the industry, as well as his work to reform the criminal justice system, has made him a target. And Meek Mill is very active on X, formerly Twitter. He has voiced his thoughts about the lawsuit as well as the rumors. In September, He tweeted, quote, "From the streets of Philly to becoming a millionaire to helping reform the system to bridging a gap of billionaires to interacting with the rap culture that results in success. It's a lot of people hating on me on the low. They don't play with guns. They do campaigns." And he also tweeted several times about the rumors surrounding his sexuality. For example, one tweet reads, "I have the right to say I ain't gay, and I'll trash anybody that play with my manhood. LOL." Then earlier this week, he put an offer on the table, a $100,000 reward for anyone who can figure out how he got named in Rodney Jones' lawsuit in the first place. He tweeted, "I want to hire an investigative team $100K cash to find out every specific detail involving Meek Mill name to Diddy case. I also want them to look at who is powering the media involving Meek, anything to do with Buddy." And then in quotes, "Something not right." And then he followed that up minutes later with, "The streets know what's up with me. That's not the case. We talking about business side. Somebody powering these bad campaigns with Meek Mill. Again, I got $100K for a thorough investigation of what's powering and how exactly my name connect to this."
Meek argues he's the victim of a smear campaign meant to discredit successful black artists, even pledging $100,000 for an independent probe into the coverage and rumors. Something's not right, he insists. While some share his concerns, including Kanye West, who's voiced similar warnings, many fans remain unconvinced, suspecting there's more to the story.
So let me explain to you why I stand by Puff. When I went against Adidas got my bank to freeze my accounts right before tax time. From the way I understand that, you evade taxes, you can go to prison. So I believe Adidas tried to put me in prison for not abiding by their contract. So watch this. Puff sues Diageo. A hotel video from 10 years earlier is put out. Now people don't like Puff. And then Diageo, they go in with the most insane media takedown I've ever seen, all the way to not just the media, but not allowing a person to get bombed for $50 million. There's people with actual murders that are at home on bond and not a $50 million bond.
Not everyone is backing Meek. Some in the industry question his sudden push to distance himself from Diddy after years of public camaraderie. Now insisting they were never close, Meek has only fueled more confusion, underscoring how quickly alliances can shift in the world of fame and fortune.
Well, Meek Mill had a video recently. He was walking around someplace, and he said, "No Diddy."
Yeah, nigga, no Diddy gang, Meek Mill in real life. Don't ever disrespect me. You heard that shit, Meek? Yeah, Meek.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you saw that?
No, I seen it.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can't really know Diddy your way out of that photo. You got the matching outfit with Puffy. You can't know Diddy your way out of that. But I guess it's a little disappointing is that it seemed like Meek Mill was an actual friend.
There's no friends in the industry, Vlad.
But it seemed like they were actually had a relationship.
It's no friends in the industry, Vlad. There ain't no friends in the industry. I think a lot of people, you see all the silence we hearing now? I think Ray J kind of said, even though Ray J's kind of going a little cuckoo recently, love him. But there's a lot of people silent. And there's three reasons. One, they got some skeleton in their closet. They're like, let me not jump in because I don't want them to look at me. Two, some of them was at these parties and they may have freaked off a couple girls with Diddy.
Yeah.
And
or guys.
Yeah, or guys, right? And the third version is literally them trying to figure out, like, I don't want to be against this guy if he beats it. So everybody's been watching it. So they're watching it and they'll be like, shit.
A friendship, a real relationship.
Yeah.
But just recently, you see Meek Mill in Philly and he's like, no Diddy gang. Does that surprise you?
It's the industry. Nobody's really friends. You know, when I came in this game, I thought everybody was my friend. And I realized that, you know, everybody's trying to figure out a way to, you know, take advantage. I wouldn't say take advantage. Yeah, fuck it. Take advantage of you. So it's like when you learn things later on in the game, you'd be like, all right, cool. Fuck it. Damn, this nigga took advantage, or I did this, or this nigga swayed me to the wrong deal, or this person did this person. You can't blame anybody, but none of these people are your friends. know what I'm saying? Management, lawyers, niggas in the entourage. None of these people are your friends. Once you keep that mentality, nothing will bother you. So when a motherfucker do some stupid shit or sucker shit or say some shit or try to assassinate your character in any way, you don't take it personal because they never was your friend. It's just all business.
Yeah, I just feel like...
So nothing surprises me in the music business, the industry.
Notably, Meek hasn't directly refuted specific allegations, instead, focusing on claims that artists are being targeted. Industry voices like Big Homie CC hint he may be withholding details, wary of saying something that could be challenged if federal findings emerge. Meanwhile, social media chatter about unusual online activity tied to him has only added to the speculation.
The sheets were bloody, nasty. They found a whole lot of used condoms. And it was a Diddy party, giving in Meek Mill's honor for his birthday. I was like, yo, wow. They said it was disgusting the way that they left the place. So I know they got hit with another bill on top of that $25,000 and the different deposits they had to put down for cleanup and all this other stuff. It was crazy. It was one of the property managers, they had rented out a mansion. I heard about that whole story.
This kind of surprised me because Meek Mill, who seemed like he had an actual...
He's on the no Diddy move.
Well, yeah, Meek Mill, who seemed like he was actually friends with Diddy, down to the matching
They gonna
outfits.
rush him too?
He said no Diddy.
Yeah,
he said no Diddy gang.
No Diddy gang. You know, I guess you got to say something because they throwing him in there. You know, the bloody sheet thing came out. You got the other dude. You got the other dude saying he recorded whatever he heard in the room, and you got the video of him in the pool, and dude, you know, Diddy talking to him the way he talking to him. So, you know, hell yeah, he better start saying something.
Experts suggest federal recordings could play a pivotal role in the Diddy case, with legal analysts noting that many celebrities remain quiet to avoid future repercussions. Reports indicate Diddy's legal team is pushing to block those recordings from being allowed in court.
Meek Mill had his Amazon account connected to his Twitter. The man on there buying dildos and it's getting posted to his Twitter account. I just purchased this 10-inch dildo. So, like, I really don't want to talk about Meek Mill. You feel me? I just don't think Meek Mill is a bright guy, period. Like, I just feel like Meek Mill is the dude who will end up someplace trying to be with the who's who and be like, wait a second. I don't know what's going on. So then, you know, you go on this Twitter page, you click on his likes, bro. You see things that he's liking. That's questionable. Would you come up in here with a matching shirt with me?
Hell no.
Hell no. Ace, would you pop out with a matching shirt with me, bro? Styles, put that on something. You gonna pop out with? No, boy, it's not going like that, bro. Would you let me call you daddy?
Hell no.
No, bro. I've been saying this for years. I say, man, these boys strange, bro. The things they into is strange. I've seen so much. I've seen a lot, bro. So, like with him, look how he responded to the situation. Not one time did he come out and say these things are a lie. Did you see that?
Yep.
He didn't say that.
He didn't deny it.
No, he didn't deny nothing. Because if he deny it, what's finna come out? Footage.
You think Diddy has footage on Meek?
For sure. He got cameras through his whole crib.
During a live show, comedians Joe Rogan and Andrew Schultz poked fun at Meek's situation, with Schultz suggesting his constant tweeting is prolonging the drama. Meek replied online, saying he laughed at the jokes but warned, "Don't test me, I might surprise you." Next Voice reports now indicate Meek could be called to testify in Diddy's upcoming trial, with federal investigators expected to summon several public figures, including Ashton Kutcher. If confirmed, it would thrust Meek into an Intense and highly public legal spotlight.
Now to Sean Diddy Combs, looking to suppress evidence in his federal trial. Senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky is back with the story. Good morning again, Aaron.
And to you, Michael, you'll remember federal agents from Homeland Security Investigations were hardly shy when they raided Sean Combs' opulent homes in Los Angeles and Miami, guns drawn. The jailed music mogul now argues those searches and other searches of his iCloud accounts, electronic devices, and New York City hotel room following his arrest were unconstitutional. His lawyers argue evidence obtained through those searches must be suppressed. Diddy's lawyers say the government presented a grossly distorted picture of reality when applying for the search warrants, omitting certain facts and including salacious details from an unnamed producer that were never credible. Combs has pleaded not guilty to racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and prostitution charges. The defense is also arguing here his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, was a willing participant in drug-fueled sex performances called freak-offs, not coerced, as prosecutors allege.
So will they be shown these tapes?
100%.
Will they have to watch it in court? Like during the
100% in court in front of a room of people. And so that's the other thing that's awful. They are going to be watching basically porn for hours on end in front of people. So in front of victim one, whoever it may be, there's going to be porno played in the federal courtroom.
And victim one would have been made aware of this.
Oh, 100%. She's probably being told right now, like, this is going to be played in open court. Your sex history, your sex life is going to be talked about in open court. All of this.
And presumably then she knows that and she's pushing forward because she hasn't withdrawn.
But don't forget this. It doesn't matter if she does or she doesn't. This isn't a civil case. This is the criminal case. So she could flat out tell the federal government, I don't want to participate. And they can say, we don't care. This is a crime. Crimes are against the United States, not against them. Keep calling her victim one, but don't forget, she's a witness to a crime. So it doesn't matter if she went to them in today and said, I'm not participating. Their response, we don't care. Get your ass on the stand.
Former Diddy bodyguard Gene Deal has claimed to witness unusual interactions between Diddy and Meek, with some Philadelphia insiders saying their connection dates back to the early 2000s, possibly starting with a memorable shopping trip that marked the beginning of their association. Next Voice as tensions rise, major industry names are creating distance from Diddy, among them Will Smith, Meek Mill, and Jay-Z. Yet for some fans, it's hard to believe Jay-Z, once a business partner, knew nothing. If those closest to Diddy were unaware, it raises the question, who actually was...
you know how, like,
we all heard about this yesterday when he came in and he goes, P. Diddy definitely everybody and did this and raped everyone. And then we're like, well, how do you know? He's like, I read. Not really, it doesn't really mean anything. You're always reading somebody else's numbers.
But that's what you can do in comedy, is that is enough to checkmate most comedians.
Yeah,
I read, and he does read. All right.
Yeah. Well, it's just a funny thing to say because you could also be like admitting the ridiculousness of it yourself while saying I read, because it's kind of an admission. Like, I'm not there. I didn't go to the freak off.
Yeah, I want to hear somebody goes, I went to one of these parties and man, P. Diddy was like, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go fuck Meek Mill in the butt. But like, that's never going to happen. No one comes out and says
so.
That.
If you're looking at that, what makes you conclude that he definitely was doing that?
Because he basically, the first time they ever met.
Why you be going at Meek Mill on social media then?
I love Meek.
No, you don't. You always talk about you love somebody.
I love Meek.
And be butchering them on.
When did I butcher him?
Man,
I love Meek. Meek, I love you. I'm the only one on social media saying he's not gay.
But you did say you have a hard time proving that you're straight, though.
I said he did a bad job,
yes.
Which he laughed at. He laughed at the joke. He's like, this is the first time I laughed at somebody saying I'm funny.
You just like, so not as long as it's a name, you're going to go back and forth with him, huh?
Yeah, if it's somebody if somebody's using me for my name, I'm not going to go back and forth.
Right.
But if it's big enough that sure, I'll do it.
Right.
Also, if there's but Meek did nothing to me, by the way. Like, honestly, he's really innocent in all this. And I do support him. I do think that he gets an unfair shake. I think he gets trolled a lot. And I think he's probably like a good guy.
Right.
So I always say, leave Meek alone.
And they've done movies together. They've hung out together. And he can't say anything. because he's one of those guys. Remember, I did that story last week, like, where are all Diddy's friends? Because the silence is deafening. A lot of them don't want people looking into their closet, but Ashton doesn't want the blowback that he got with Danny Masterson.
All right, so pretty tepid in how they reply. Meantime, we're hearing Diddy's ex, Cassie, is cooperating with the feds during this investigation.
100%.
What more is she saying, Paula?
She's not saying anything. So here's the deal. She had sued him for sex trafficking, a bunch of horrible laundry list of stuff. And he settled. It's the one case he settled. It was the first case he settled it. I'm hearing for around $30 million. However, just because you settle a case, you may have an NDA, but if the feds come a knocking, you better answer.
At this stage, Kanye West seems to be the only major figure still backing Diddy, though his own controversies have lessened the weight of that support. In a leaked call, Diddy reportedly lamented feeling abandoned as many longtime allies have gone quiet. Next voice with allegations mounting and tensions rising. The public is left wondering, is Meek Mill a victim of unfair targeting? Or is there more beneath the surface? And can Diddy safeguard what remains of his legacy? Share your thoughts below, and stay tuned for the next chapter in this unfolding story.
Well, he said a Philly rapper. You understand? And it was redacted in the paperwork to that because, first of all, it had Meek Mills, it had Stevie J, they had redacted their names, and they had Usher, and they redacted their names and just said a performer of the Super Bowl and a Philly rapper. Everybody kind of knew back in the day that Meek Mills and Puff was a little too friendly. Anytime two rappers or two people in the industry come dressed up alike on more than one occasion, listen here, man. My dudes in Philly, I got some real strong dudes in Philly. They don't play that shit. And they probably embarrassed for the fact to see that Meek Mills, one of the street guys that came out of there, got caught up in this Hollywood whereas that he's dressing the same he dressing like Diddy, hugged up with Diddy. I think that Lil Rod know a lot of but I know this. Two men dress alike, it's just like two men laying down.
There was a video of Meek Mill, and he said no Diddy. His own man, who Diddy probably took him shopping for that outfit and everything else like that, who they had parties with, and he probably looked up to him like a big homie.
Yeah.
Is now saying no Diddy.
Nigga, no Diddy gang, Meek Mill in real life. Don't ever disrespect me, you heard?
That shit, Meek. Yeah, Meek.
Does that surprise you?
I feel like Meek shouldn't have said that if he fuck with Diddy.
I agree.
Out of respect for, you trouble or not, you don't go there, You ain't gonna hear me saying no Diddy,
Well, but you don't really know Diddy like that.
I know, but I done met Diddy, I done, met him a couple of times, had conversations with him, so he's somebody I look up to, so I ain't.
Right, just left New York City, hooked up with P. Diddy.
Yeah.
That's a real lie.